Every single day, Schrock technicians solve all kinds of tech problems.
In this week's Compute This, 5 people, 5 problems, and $100 worth of labor if you need it.
Welcome back, the owner of Schrock Innovations, Thor Schrock. Good morning, Schrock.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
you know,
of
we need to get some ice over here. His leg is starting to
He's
swell. Okay.
It
right.
took a tumble there,
Did you
Thor.
enjoy that?
Well, we're sitting in the green room
watching.
watching it, and it was just like that. You know, when you're watching a football game and someone just gets absolutely crushed, and you're like,
Right, you love it. Right.
that's what everyone in the green room was like.
How was Mother's Day at your place?
Very good actually. You know, I'm not a green thumb guy. I'm a computer guy. I don't fix cars. I dabble in it. I definitely don't build things like wood and hammer and nails. That stuff's not my cup of tea. But I got out in the garden and helped my wife move about a ton of soil.
Good for you.
But I do work as a mule. That I can do.
All right, let's talk about these different problems. Specific examples that you've brought us.
Yeah.
And
You dug through your files.
Yeah,
and found
actually, these are
exact
real
problems.
stories.
It wasn't a lot of digging because these are actual computers that are on our benches in all 3 of our service centers right now. These are real customers with real computers and real problems that you might recognize having yourself.
All right, tell us about Rachel. She brought her computer into your Papillion Service Center because it wouldn't turn on.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the most common repairs that we see is when you hit the power button on the computer and nothing happens, or you hear it turn on and you see the lights come on, but no one's home. You don't get a picture on the screen, nothing like that. Especially during severe weather season, we get a lot of surges, things like that. Also in the winter, the furnace kicking on and off actually creates a surge on your power in your house.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of power supplies that are damaged, and it's just a little piece of hardware that goes in the back of the computer that provides power to everything in the system. It's a really important piece because, you know, when it dies, obviously you need to replace it. But what people don't realize is these things don't just up and die. It's kind of like the car battery thing where it's a slow degrading over time. And if it degrades in a certain way, it can actually damage other components inside the computer. So when we test
Right. So you want to get that
it's
taken
easy.
care, you want to get that into the shop as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It takes about an hour of labor to fix it. If you're a new customer, you get that little coupon off our website for that free hour of labor. Takes $100 off the bill. It's just the cost of the part.
That's great.
And then the second problem you brought in, Robert, a guy named Robert, brought his laptop into the Omaha Service Center because it wouldn't hold, the battery just simply wouldn't hold the charge.
That's the problem with my laptop.
Yep.
Man, it's not even 5 minutes and it's gone.
Well, let me tell you, the new laptops that you purchase, if you went out this weekend for Mother's Day and got mom a new laptop, if you read the fine print on the warranty, the battery is no longer covered by anybody at all. Not even the first year. They don't cover the batteries.
Why is
period.
that? Are these batteries just are so unreliable? Or
What it's based on use. So what ends up happening is you have lithium-ion batteries in there, and if you've ever had a laptop die at like the most critical moment when you just absolutely had to print something and the battery dies, so you power it back on, and it powers up for a couple seconds, and you're able to print. Or you have a kid with an iPad and the battery's dying, and they keep turning it back on to try to get it to work again. What happens is with a lithium battery, loses all of its charge when it has a 0 charge left. The battery can't recharge again.
Can you do anything about it?
No, you have to replace
replacing
it. You
Just
have to replace it.
Hey, I'd like to talk about Todd dropped off his laptop at your Lincoln location. The screen, he dropped the whole thing and busted the screen.
Different
up.
kind of drop,
How do you
yeah.
fix that?
Well, they have to actually replace the screen. So around the edge of the screen, there's a little bezel, and Macs are just a nightmare to replace this. It's a lot of screws and a lot of work, and they glue everything together, so you have to have a heat gun and literally a suction cup to pull the screen out. But you actually take the screen out, and then a lot of people say, well, I have a Toshiba, it's this model number, can I get a screen? The manufacturers will use different screens and different models, so we actually have to remove the screen just to see what number it is, just to get you a quote. And so we have the largest selection of in-stock replacement screens in Omaha, so most of the time we have the screen in stock.
Yeah.
But we have to take the screen out, put another
Wait,
one in.
they can't make anything easy, can they?
Well, you know,
I just feel like all these computer companies, they make it.
I would say, you know,
you couldn't
tricky.
go to a website and just see
Figure it out.
what type of screen you need to
you
put
know,
on.
there are incentives for the computer manufacturers to make them difficult to repair.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the fourth problem. Jeanine dropped off a computer, Omaha Service Center, right? Because it was freezing and giving error messages about the C drive.
Yes. If you ever see a message where your computer says delayed write fail drive C, or problems with drive C, or if it says failure imminent on drive C, you can get that message.
Right, that's
Your
not
drive C is
encouraging.
your hard drive.
That's your hard drive. The translation is you're going to lose all of your stuff if you don't get this fixed right now. This is not something you put off. Now, I was going to joke with the certified transmissions guy. We're driving down the interstate 2 weekends ago. I got a rock chip in my windshield. And I'm like, oh, I'll have to get to that. Oh, I'll have to get to that. And it starts to spread, and it looked like about an inch. And I'm like, oh, I really got to get to that. So I called the place to come out and fix it. And by the time they got out there, it was too large. It was down to the corner. I have to replace my whole windshield. The same thing will happen with your hard drive. We can replace the hard drive anytime. It's just a piece of equipment. It's not even that expensive for the piece of hardware. but the data that's on the drive, if that drive completely fails and you lose that data, we all the time, our data recovery center is recovering, newborn baby pictures, wedding photos, all that stuff that you
Priceless
don't have
stuff,
backed up that you really need to get off there. So if you ever see a problem that mentions your hard drive at all, just get it in for a maintenance checkup, or you just bring it in with that free hour of
Pay
labor
attention.
coupon,
Yeah.
and we'll test it for free. It doesn't cost anything. We'll test your hard drive for free.
Sometimes we overlook stuff. Think it's no big deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big
This
one.
is interesting to me. There's a business in Lincoln, Family Implant and Dentistry, that they were having some issues, and one of your techs left the service center, went to visit them. What was their problem?
Well, we do offer on-site service, and a lot of people in Omaha don't realize that we will actually come to your home and business. Now, Family Implant is one of our corporate clients, so they actually get billing terms and reduced rates and the whole bit. When there's something goes wrong, we come running. They have a little dental scanner that they plug into the USB ports, and the scanner costs like $10,000 or some astronomical amount, and they've got like 10 operatories, so they move the scanner from computer to computer. All that plugging and unplugging into the USB drives over time will wear out the ports on the main board. And so we actually went in and replaced their main board and then added a separate USB card in there so they can plug and unplug from that card. So the next time they wear it out, we just replace a little card. It's not brain surgery, it's just like a cast basically.
All right. Here's some information about how you can get that hour of labor free. If you're brand new to Schrock Innovations, that's basically it. No hoops to jump through. But I recommend printing the coupon, keeping it next to your computer, just as kind of an insurance policy.
Absolutely.
Just go to the website. And then also you're looking for an employee in Omaha.
Actually, we're hiring in our Omaha Service Center at 168th and Burke for a front desk employee. You don't have to have any computer experience. This is a front desk position. If you have some, that's great. But we're really looking for someone reliable. We've gone through 2 or 3 people that just stop showing up or whatnot. We need a reliable person.
And you can just apply for that at SchrockInnovations.com.
Full or part-time?
It's full-time, and it's on our website, SchrockInnovations.com.
Yeah, there's the information for the Omaha location. They also have centers, as we were talking about, in Papillion. And then the original is in Lincoln. They're also on Facebook, and you'll find some great specials there always. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I hope that leg heals up good for you.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I'm a warrior. Ouch, your ring is heavy though. For one area of veteran life, got just a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's about to. It's thanks to a program called Cars for Heroes. How it ties into Creighton baseball. That's next.
You got some new hardware on